Hey guys, Kato from Nirvana, and today we're going to learn a clear French tip with flowers. And today I'm going to show you how I do it. Let's get started. Okay, so basically right here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to file off my gel polish. It's been cracked and it's been here for a while, but I'm just going to start from the mid and I'm going to work my way down because that's just me. I like using a ceramic bit because it doesn't use that much heat. It's pretty gentle. My clients like it, and of course, this is just gel mani. I like using my Russian diamond bit because it really opens up my sidewalls. So when going in that cuticle area, it just feels natural and it peels back all of that skin because you can see I have deep pockets here. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys a trick because when I go into the right side of my finger, I like switching my gears actually into the left hand position because it helps me get better into that sidewall pocket because I have pretty deep pockets, but I don't like forcing myself getting into areas where it's pretty tight. So going into that left hand position really helps me out easily go into that because I have to peel back my sidewalls and get in there. And of course, a little dusting action never hurt anybody. Okay, so I learned this trick from one of my mentors. I'm cleaning and dehydrating my nail with 50% alcohol and 50% with acetone. Perfect dehydrator. And I like to go in with no lift primer, acid primer, and protein bond. Acid primer first, let it dry, then protein bond. So you can see here, I already applied the acid primer and I'm just gonna let it dry because it looks completely different. So now you can see what the effects are of it completely dry, and I'm gonna go in with some nice protein bond, and yeah, I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Remember, let that dry too for a good minute and a half. My go-to cover acrylic is Cover Pink by Young Nose, and we're gonna be using Core Clear because Cover Pink by Young Nose matches everything. So I'm going in with a medium-sized bead at a medium consistency. So I want it just to point your nail downwards and let it fall. Just let it do its thing and you guide it with the belly of your brush. So you can see it's kind of puddling on the sides, kind of getting to my sidewalls. Please remember, don't be scared. Take your time, swipe it out because this bead is still malleable. Okay, I'm about to show you guys what I mean. Okay, see, there we go. See, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, cleaning out that sidewall. So now we're left with something like this, and we're gonna still get that tip because I really don't like the way how it's starting to look. I gotta clean my cuticle, clean my left side, but look at that tip. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There you go, Kato. Alrighty. At this point, our acrylic's starting to polymerize, it's starting to set, so I kind of like it right there because I want the tip to be a little bit thicker so when we file, we have kind of a cliff. So going back to the basic foundations of getting a perfect bead, what I'm going to do is that I like swiping my brush, and you can see on one side of the brush, all the liquid is on one side. So let me show you again. I'm going to dip it, swipe it off on one side, turn my brush around gently, see, and then I'm gonna pat it in place and you should be able to pick up a perfect bead. So you can pretty much see the medium consistency, and so when I swipe down, it should be at a butter spread consistency. Oh, there we go. Remember, don't forget to clean your brush off because we're not filthy here. Okay, quickly, I'm going to turn this nail sideways and I want to show you how thick I want it to be. I want it that thick because we're going to begin to file it. Before we file, I want to make sure that this acrylic is cured. I really like the edge of the sidewall, but how you usually check how acrylic's cured, you really want to check for a tapping sound or kind of like tapping against wood because that's going to indicate that your acrylic's sound. See? Alrighty, she's ready to go. Let's start to file her. So I was kind of like medieval torturing myself at this step because I didn't hold my sidewall down. So I was kind of filing like my little meaty meat, but that's all right because we have a straight edge and I didn't really file into my natural nail. Alrighty, going back to cleaning that acrylic with that alcohol, 50% alcohol, 50% acetone, and I'll get that little thing off in a second from the form. So this is a very important part. I'm indicating where I want my French tip to end at. And with forms, I usually like to end with a 2.5 with a deep French tip. And I'm getting really deep into these sidewalls because acrylic sticks to acrylic. And when you file, you don't want any of those sidewalls missing because, you know, you don't want an imperfect square. So I'm just gently patting with the tip of my brush into those walls. This is a very thin French tip. I'm going to put some clear on top of it and I'm going to start encapsulating because I love my shape. My sidewalls are good. They're a little bit, you know, flooded, but that's fine. So going back to encapsulations, I just like putting down a thin layer or a bead of clear acrylic and sticking my decals into on top of that bead. I like to putting monomerism red next to light colors and whatever, but I like putting one opposite color because it really brings out the beauty of the nail. So right now, I'm just measuring my bead. I'm getting a right consistency because this is so important. I like encapsulating my French tips in one go. So I'm going to show you how big this bead is. I backstroke this bead onto the nail. I gently do it. I don't rush it, and I make sure it's perfectly flush with the pink acrylic because if it's flushed, it's going to be easy to file. And how I'm going to pat this down is that I'm guiding it with the belly of my brush. Gently patting, guiding with the belly of my brush, going downwards because I don't want to overfill my brush with acrylic. So now we have a pretty encapsulated nail that looks like this. We're going to be practicing straight filing, so we're going to go at the tip at a 90 degrees angle and we're going to go at the sidewall at a 90-degree angles. You can see that notch, we're going to get rid of it. So I kind of rushed a little bit and you can see at this point where I'm only hitting this bump at the side of the wall because remember, our sidewalls are a little bit flooded, so I only want to hit anything that's not making it straight. So you can see this one cliff I'm at, I'm only gonna hit that cliff. Only gonna hit that cliff. So now look at the difference. I didn't go into my nail and I only hit what needed to be filed. Okay, get ready y'all. I'm about to teach you how to do some e-filing. So when I'm looking at the nail, I want my e-file perfectly flat against the enhancement without losing that apex. You can clearly tell it's already pretty flat from the most part, but I have a little notch on that right hand side, so we're gonna knock that out real quick. I never use my medium carbide for finishing the cuticle area, but I like getting really close and into the sidewalls because if it's already pretty fleshed out, that means when I go with my cuticle finishing bit, it's gonna be pretty easy and it's gonna move out pretty fast because I don't like taking a lot of time on that. Okay guys, here's the sauce. This is my Nicole Atwood's cuticle bit. Amazing. It never hurts my clients and you can see how thin it is. It really gets in those crooks and nannies. Let me show you. Okay, so here you can see how easy it's getting into these pockets. I can clearly go around. It moves like butter. It's like angels on a bit and just wow. So I'm gonna turn this bit into the left hand motion because you can see that I'm pretty much done with that left hand side. So I wanna go into the right hand side. And if I wanna do that, I have to be in the left hand motor spot. Watch this real quick because I had a chunk of acrylic right here and I really want you guys to see how easy it is to get out. And there it goes. All right, now we're gonna take a quick swipe of alcohol, 50% alcohol, 50% acetone, because we really wanna melt the surface of this acrylic because of course it's clear acrylic, we wanna be as smooth as possible. Okay, now we're gonna get started on top coating, and this is gonna be a pretty nice little considerate layer of top coat. We're not gonna flood it, but just enough to see that shine. And would you look at that encapsulation? So cool trick, if it's clear, I like the top coat at the bottom of the nail because when it comes to clear, I want to make sure my nails look crystal clear, and that's going to give it that extra effect. I learned this from a mentor, Tony Lee. Props to him. Amazing, just amazing. And all right, here's the finished product. Don't mind the dust. I'm clearly really dry, so let me just hydrate myself with some cuticle oil. Me just rub that in. There we go. I just rub that all in. And there you are. You have your flower encapsulated French tip. And gosh, let me just look at those sidewalls. You cleared out those notches and turning around for the final look. Bam. That is the shot of it all. I'm gagged. See, now you guys maybe want to do a whole full set of these because it's just breathtaking, honestly. Now that you know how to do it too, it's time for you to give it a try. Remember, if you like the video, comment, like, and follow because this is not the last of it. Bye guys!